Well, hello. Look who I have. Debbie. Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with us.
thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're one day away from the winter solstice.
Yeah.
It's a very magical day. We're at 29 degrees Sag in Western astrology. Debbie does Lumerian astrology. And what is it in Lumerian astrology,
So
Debbie?
for the Lumerian astrology, from December 1st all the way through December 28th is called Okapi. This is the sign of the forest giraffe, and it is the essence of this month is light of father. And so, kind of like your solstice, the undistorted light comes from the central sun, and our stargate that this month is called Tokay, and that is the North Star, which is Polaris. So
Right.
it's the essence that we're getting from the North Star, which aligns with the solstice energy.
Absolutely. And I think Polaris is in where the in a line of. I'm gonna have to look it up to be absolutely sure. But it popped in my head. The Galactic Center. Hi, Hypnicity. Hi, Annie Bear. Hi, Karen. Hi, Bora Bora. What do you think? Do you think because this is a powerful, Sagittarius, okay, in Western astrology, 27 degrees Sagittarius is where the galactic center is. And the super galactic center is at 2 degrees Libra, where the south node is right now. So this is to me is like a really this is a magical time of year anyway because of that galactic center. But I love that you have Polaris there because that isn't I mean tech,
It's one of the solstices, yeah. Because
but
for us,
but
it's going to be
isn't
the winter solstice, and for the southern hemisphere, then it is the height of their summer solstice.
right. And I'm sorry, I never ever bring that up. Thanks for bringing it up. But as for Polaris,
Mhm.
that could possibly be the star of Bethlehem that are in the
I thought that the Star of Bethlehem was created from the conjunction of the three planets. That we
ooh,
saw happen in December 2021, and that was the great conjunction that happened. That was Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus.
that was
Com-
Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, and that's like a couple months later we got the pandemic. Not even a couple
but
months.
I thought that it was Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn combined because there were three visible stars. Pluto's
Right.
not really that bright. And so those three combined created the Great Conjunction for that year.
Yeah, that was a big one. But it did include Pluto because they were all in Capricorn. Now,
And
let me
we are
Pluto
in that
2020.
period of strange alignment where everything is all lined up, all of the planets and everything. That we've done several times where all of the planets have been in alignment, a great conjunction.
I'm
But the
looking at
central sun, at least in Lemuria, is in you would call it the Alcyon belt. I call it the Alcyon
mm,
belt because it's an old Greek word. And my Latin teacher would swing from the rafters and pound me over the head if I didn't pronounce a C as a K. So,
you were right. It is Venus. Where was Pluto? Jupiter, Saturn, conjunction two planets, clear close. Venus and Jupiter had a spectacular conjunction. They're saying last month on here, so this was dated December 4th, 2019. The Christmas star,
that was
that
2021.
was, yeah, that's 20. Okay, so that's the great conjunction Jupiter, Saturn.
That was, yeah, that was the grand conjunction.
Hmm. But
Very
it's,
spectacular.
where were we? February, March, we're in the pandemic after, 2020. That's interesting.
There were whispers that year that began even in August and July that
Right.
year.
Hmm.
Mhm. But you'll find that with most astrologies where there are some things that are precision, but then there's a lot of things where things fall into the shoulders or the shadows. the changeover, the transition times.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll see that even with the Lemurian astrology, like at the end of this month, notice that I say that Okapi goes until all the way through December 28th. And then if you were born on the 29th, 30th, and 31st, or during those 3 days, it's a transition period between right now we have the light that's coming from the central sun and it comes through the Stargate Tokay, which beams out that essence. Now, during
Right.
the 29th, 30th, and 31st, you have that transition, and then the light itself is coming straight from the central sun. There is no Stargate hitting. So it's undistorted light that's hitting the
Right.
world on those 3 days. And then you're transitioning into the next month, which is the sign of Hia, which it goes from the 1st through the 28th. And so January's sign is the sign of the hare, which is endurance, is that essence.
Need endurance to get through the winter, and in this hemisphere.
And the fun thing with this is because I've had a lot of people ask me about, do you do the Lion's Gate? It actually is January 8th is the Lion's Gate for the Lemurians.
Mm-hmm.
We're building up and we're in the shadow of our Lion's Gate, which is the abundance opening and the portal opening. And so ours is coming in with the whale energy.
I love it. I love how, because there is a whale constellation. I mean, there's just like, I have this one deck. It's all oracle deck to all the constellations.
Beautiful.
And it's really deep, a lot of information in there. But, how the light travels from these distant stars and these distant
and you
flavors.
can pick up the essences, the different flavors of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And different light codes come in, so
Mhm.
to me, this is a very powerful day, because let's just think we're ticking down to the winter the winter solstice starts at 4:20 a.m. on the East Coast. Okay, so that would be 1:20 for Debbie. As this energy to me is like we're building up to the longest night of the year, right? But then the next day, the light returns, right? We start building up to the light. It's a slow process, but the light is coming back online, So to me, that's a very magical point. This guy with it being in conjunction with the Galactic Center, with all this stuff you're bringing in, it's just so. To me, there's so much going on around us energetically, frequency wise, that we don't even know. I mean, we're sitting here saying our certain type of astrology and those energies that are associated with it and what's coming in with that. But my goodness, how that cosmic intelligence just has a way of coming down into our planet and our bodies, our DNA absorbing that, to me, it's really cool.
Yeah, and it's been a very long, gradual process. I've heard people that have asked me about my Huna essence, and that's just it. I display it out there because just seeing that name, Huna Kamaroha, and hearing those codes, it's actually activating your DNA. It's activating your energy.
I love that. I love that.
And we like to do things nice and gentle if we can.
Yeah. And that's an excellent point for right now. Being nice and gentle on yourself, especially this time of year. It's it's usually full speed ahead, and everybody's doing everything with everybody, and
frantic running around. I've seen a lot of franticness. Yeah, it's like, no, calm down a little. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Even if it takes you 5-10 minutes longer, your people want you to show up alive, not. Yeah, if it takes just a little bit longer, it's going to be okay.
Right. And in a lot of ways, I think, it's not just Christmas. I mean, how many holidays are celebrated during this time of year? There's a lot of we got Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you got all different things, for to celebrate the light.
Well, that's just it. There are so many different cultures around the world, but as you said, this is for the entirety of the Northern Hemisphere. And
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if you're in China or Russia or Norway, here, every culture that's in the Northern Hemisphere and in the Southern Hemisphere, they're going to be marking it the same way we did ours. And so
Mhm.
it's a very potent, very powerful reflection point. And so we see a lot of people that get together with their families or longtime friends that they don't get to see because it gives them that pause, that breath, that time to be able to gather with the families. And a lot of the celebrations this time of year, not only in the Northern Hemisphere are we honoring the light and the return of the light, that was the whole purpose to mark this point, was the longest night, but it also gives you that time and space to reconnect and to share your shared traditions and values and customs with your friends and your family and your cultures. So, and it
Yeah.
can be something as simple as, this time of year, because I live on the Oregon coast, our sunshine doesn't come up until 8 a.m. Usually the sunset's like 4:30. And so I usually turn on my Christmas lights whenever we have the light change in November. And that's just simply I do it in the windows. I don't have the actual trees.
Mhm.
I do have the lights turned on just to give a little bit of light. And I'm not the only one. I noticed that the first year that I started that, I was the only one throwing on my Christmas lights early. But and we keep them on really late, like I said, because we have so much winter time here, even after Christmas is over, I display them until almost February, until the real lights come back.
Exactly.
So many people now in my surrounding area that keep their lights on for the same reason. It's cheerful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to go through and see the light displays and to
I
see
love, I
the
love. It's my favorite part of this time of year is the
lights.
lights.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
lights.
would have done twinkle lights, except my twinkle lights this year, whenever I went to put them on in here, I found that they had decided to pack it in. So I
I
haven't.
know. I
That's
know.
that's
Oh
okay.
shoot!
I'll wait
I
till the
forgot
summer.
about my back door. It's like a fringe, and my little kitten. I
Oh,
caught her in there at 3 in the morning, tangled up, and I'm like, ah.
yes.
I threw it up, and I forgot to
Wow.
put it down.
That was yes.
But she didn't care. She didn't know that there was even a problem.
You're
She
so
was enjoying it. Yeah, she loved it. Um, Mary Starshine, yes, there are two eclipses in March. I'm looking it up. I didn't print these charts yet. I've gotten to February, but March 14th is a total lunar eclipse in Virgo.
and there will
And
be another
March
eclipse
29th will
after
be
that.
one in Aries, and that's a solar eclipse.
Mhm.
Let's see the degrees 23 and 8. So, yeah, there's a lot. This year's a huge, as with West, well, all of it. And I don't care what sign, what astrology you're using. I think they all bring in their certain, uh, their certain story of what's playing out in the skies and the heavens. Um, it'd be pretty cool. Seven planet alignment. Um, I'll have to look. Are you talking direct alignment? Are you? I think planets are. I think Venus is retrograde, so I don't. I would have to look into that part, Mary Starshine. I haven't got that far. I can barely get through January. Yeah, wait till you hear about January.
One step at a time. January is still far off.
Right, and we have this winter solstice tomorrow, and I love this. This is like my favorite like week, few days because of that sun alignment with the galactic center. And Sagittarius is our beliefs, right? What do you truly believe in? I mean, with all of your beingness, and that's your way forward. Because when you go into Capricorn season in this astrology, that's when you make the plans, do the things to make it all happen, whatever your belief
But
or
you
wishes
have to
and all
think the
that
thing and dream the thing before you can actually do the thing.
stuff. Absolutely.
which is why Saturn
Absolutely.
is so important. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so, I mean, it's crazy. So much going on. Well, let's see, Mary, I'm so ready for energy to be activated, feeling so tired. Well, thankfully, Debbie's here and she's going to do what, I'm sorry,
I am
explain.
going to do some meridian balancing. So, for anybody that is in need of pain relief or meridian balancing, I am going to run through the meridians today. So, it's probably going to be a little fast. Um, and the other one, it doesn't really feel like people need. I will be doing an activation while I'm doing that. Does anybody want us to run through the bubble technique? Because I could probably do the activations hidden inside the bubble technique and then do the actual meridian balancing. And if you haven't encountered me before, what I do is I go over the meridians, which are the same ones that you would encounter if you went to like an acupuncture or an acupuncturist. So these are rivers of energy that flow in and around your body. And what happens is a lot of times in our day-to-day life, we will end up with a lot of stagnant, or I call it congestion, on the meridians. And what happens is, as I clean and clear that remotely, your own meridians will begin to follow that and will break up that congestion and get the chi and the energy flowing the way that it's supposed to. And then a lot of times what happens is that will then ease the dis-ease that has created things like aches and pains, sometimes stiffness, sciatica. Sometimes we have migraines, eye issues, things like that. And sometimes that can be just cleared up easily with this.
And thank you so much, because I think all of us here could definitely say, agree with me if this is, hi, Randy, hi, Viviani. Let me just say hi. Hi, Amy Harris.
Big happy birthday to Bora Bora's mom.
Yeah, I was just going there. Happy 100th birthday to Bora Bora's mom. Oh my God, Helen, happy birthday on the 25th of Christmas Day? Really? Bora Bora? Wow. It can be winter, yes. It's a good time to rest like the earth. And earth does in the fallow season go inside, and that's how we rejuvenate and re-energize ourselves. You know, we need that
because we're always going, doing. And if you look at Mother Nature, you know, the leaves fall off the tree and then she rests. Our favorite rose bushes, they lose their leaves and they just go into a hibernation mode.
And you know, the societal constructs, I'm going to get into that for a second, have us going 24/7 nonstop for a reason. We have to make the choice to step away from it and go in and say, this is me time. This is my time. And I think y'all here understand that. Little Minds Anonymous. That's a pretty cool name. Thank you for being here. I've never seen you before. And you too, Amy Harris. I haven't seen you. Hi, Mary Starshine. Just make sure I say hi to everybody. Hi, Kimby. All right.
Wonderful.
If you guys have any questions, if there's anything that you would like Debbie to work on or touch on for you,
at this point, what I'm gonna ask you to do is go ahead and hold that thought. Whatever it is that you have going on, what I need you to do is just set the intention that I'm going to get everything that I need as I do these processes for you.
Love that.
Okay. Everything. So I'm gonna get us started then with the bubble technique. And don't worry, I'll walk you through this real quick. I'm going to turn off my comments so that I can actually focus here. And then after that, then I will do the meridian balancing. Okay. But a lot of you will probably feel some pain relief or some symptom release as I go through the bubble technique. Now, before I get started, I have to say this is only for entertainment purposes only. I am only working with your energy field. This is not intended to diagnose, treat, whatever the disclaimer is for the medical. I'm not a medical person. What I'm doing is I'm working on your energy field. And a lot of times you will feel a lot better afterwards.
And you can consent by just saying, I consent. Yes. If you don't want to consent, you don't have to consent. This is a free will choice channel. And I consent. Thank you, Debbie. High Prayer Warrior and Gwen Curry. Just want to say hi to everybody, and I just love this about Bora Bora's mom. She can't believe she lived this long. It's
I think all of
adorable.
us have that feeling.
I mean, it is so adorable. Beautiful, beautiful.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, everybody. So let's just get settled down here. I'm going to do a very quick Lemurian light codes for you. This is just to kind of get everybody that's here and on the replay on the same page, energetically speaking. And if you are watching this on the replay, hi, don't worry that you've missed it. All of the energies that I'm doing on here are timeless. And so if you're coming back to this again, the energies remain timeless on this.
And what Annie Bear says, for spiritual entertainment purposes only. Thank you for saying this, Annie Bear. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, so here we go. Tihe, ori, ora, mahaka watahi, hit ingawa, to irita otawana, wayuatapukta, it ingawa, tefinui, tarani tikatao, wayuatapukta, it ingawa, tafaya tama to it tama, wayuatapukta, tihe, ori, ora. Sorry.
What are you saying?
All those things are a little bit faster than others. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is the bubble technique. This is very popular, and I recommend that you can come back to the bubble technique anytime that you feel really distressed or you're pulled off of your center, especially if you're an empathic person. If you feel like suddenly you're angry for no reason, or suddenly you're sad for no reason. If you're empathic, you may accidentally picking up somebody else's stuff. It's not yours. So if you come back to the bubble technique, this will help you to recenter so that it is just your energy and the energy that we're going to be bringing in from above and below. And so to start this, what I'm going to ask you to do is just look up, like you're looking up towards your third eye, or gently looking up towards the ceiling, and then just gently close your eyelids. Take a nice deep breath in. Hold. And then we're just going to let that out nice and easy with a sound. Beautiful. Now forget about your eyes. And I want you to imagine a light coming from above. And let this light be whatever color it wants to be. It's going to come in through the top of your head. Bathe down through your forehead. Bathe all around your eyes, your nose, your face, your teeth, all around your ears, the back of your head, down through your neck, your throat, down through the tops of your shoulders, off your shoulders and down your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, wrists, out through the hands and fingertips towards Mother Earth. Now the same light is going to go through the tops of your shoulders and into your chest space, bathing all of your lungs, your heart, your chest with this beautiful light. Keep the volume turned up. Between the heart and the lungs, some people already twigged on this, there is a space that happens behind that. Fill it up with this light. Let it fill any crooks, crevices, crannies. Beautiful. That's great. We're going to allow this light to cascade down through your diaphragm, into your tummy space now. And yep, turn up the volume. Doing beautifully. Power wash. A lot of times we hold a lot of things in our abdomen. We'll be holding our breath, which a lot of people already let go of that. And if we're in motion in our day, sometimes we will stuff emotions and all kinds of things into our tummy space, and because we can't deal with it in the moment. So just allow this to pressure wash all the way through your abdomen, down, 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 down your back, all the way down the spine, the back, into the hips, down towards Mother Earth, power washing through the hips so that we can move forward in our world. Beautiful. Down through the thighs, your knees, Sometimes you'll feel tripped up. I've got 2 left feet. I can't possibly move forward in the world. This will help to synchronize that. Standing in your power, power washing down through your calves, your ankles, your feet, and into Mother Earth. Now keep this light going from above. Mother Earth is going to offer you a different light from below. She's going to bring this up to you. Allow it to be whatever color it wants to be. Feel it bubbling up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, up through your knees. We're going to pause here just long enough to let that perfect, great, bubbling up through your thighs, all the way into your hips. Now remember, the light's still coming from below as well as above, up through the tummy, through the diaphragm, and into the heart space. In your heart space, allow both of these lights to meet and form a bubble. You can call it an orb, a sphere, whatever you want. Now imagine that bubble all the way around you. You should feel it snick into place. Let it be whatever comfortable distance it needs to be. It could be 3 feet. It could be 5 feet. It could be 10 feet. It could be 25 feet or more, however big you need your bubble to be. In this space, it's just you and these 2 lights that are coming from above and below. And a lot of times, most people will feel really good. This is where you need to be if you get pulled off your center anytime throughout your day. You can set the intention that only your highest good will come through this bubble. If you need, you can set, especially if you're empathic, you can set another color bubble outside this one. And if you really need, you can even set a third one around that. Because as an empath, we tend to sense and feel things all the way around us, constantly hypervigilant. And sometimes we pick up things that really were not ours. And so this helps to cocoon you and insulate you so that you really only have the highest frequencies coming from above and below. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go a little bit more silent, but I'm going to go ahead and reach out and start to work on the meridians themselves. This is the energy system that works in and around our bodies. And so I'm going to start off where the base of the skull meets the spine on the left-hand side. I'll try to keep talking, but a lot of times this is a right-brained activity for me. And so sometimes I'll accidentally lose my speech center as I'm doing this, but I'm going to try to stay with it as much as I can. So I'm a little on the top of the shoulder, but mostly on the left-hand neck. Humans, if you can, just lift your chin up a little bit so that your jawline is parallel with the floor. Just lift your chin up a little bit. Sometimes throughout our days, we tend to look at our hands. We tend to look down a lot. Beautiful. And so a lot of times that will pull on the muscling on the back of the neck. If you just lift your chin a little bit, that will allow the muscles at the back of the neck to have some space. And a lot of times that will give us enough space to allow the neck to pop and to free up some of the pinched nerves and some of the pinched blood flow going up into the head. That can help alleviate some of the migraines, headaches, eye aches. If you're really determined at it, sometimes you can, if you're really driven, like I've got this thing that I have to do online, sometimes you can accidentally end up with eye flashes or floaters or things like that. Underneath the shoulder blade on the left-hand side right now. This is another favorite space. We shoulder the weight of the world around the neck and the shoulders themselves. And so we will accidentally shove things that don't belong to us under the carpet. And by under the carpet, I mean underneath your shoulder blades. We actually have meridians under this that correspond with our tummies, stomach, the whole small intestine, large intestine. And so if your tummy starts gurgling, it's because I'm loosening off some of this gunk that you've shoved underneath there. But it can create feelings of nausea or other tummy troubles. So let's just get all of that loosened up from underneath the shoulder blades and on top of the shoulders themselves. We're going to go to the top of the shoulder. And I know for a fact we've had some shoulder replacements lately, so I'm just going to do a little bit extra support for that whole shoulder blade and the ball of the shoulder, clavicles. There we go. Beautiful. Upper arm on the left-hand side. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit longer than usual, but I really feel like we've got a lot of congestion today. So it's been a while since I've done a deep power wash here.
Thank you.
On the left elbow, you're so welcome. Down the forearm. Wrist. Hands and fingertips. Now I'm going to actually add a little bit of what's called a diamond white energy. Just imagine you're sticking your hand into a fizzy, super, super white, bubbly, 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 fizzy energy for the hands. That's going to dissolve off any skin or extra from the hands. And yep, now we're going to go ahead and shoot that off into Mother Earth. She's taking any extra energy from that. And we're grounding into Mother Earth with the hands. Now we're going to bring the energy up through the palm, the inner arm. There are meridians up the inner arm, on the left-hand side, up into the armpit itself. Let's get that energy flow going across the lymph glands, under the chest, ting points. Beautiful. Okay, great. Now we're going to go down the back, down the spine. It's called covering vessel. Juicy, juicy bones. All of us can have gorgeous, vibrant bones, vibrant spines, perfect alignment. Just feel it fall away. Any tightness. Get you some space going here, space in between. Soothing any of the discs that may have caused any trouble. Get you nice space going. Mid-back. Going through the lumbars. Top of the spine and hip. Pelvis. On the left-hand side, the point of hip. This is where our animal friends are hopping in because humans have a stubby itty bitty tail. We would look like a corgi or a Manx kitty cat. But we're going to work through all the tails on everybody. And this is universal. Don't worry. I'm working on everybody's meridians at the moment. So it's not just people getting the relief. If your old pupper has an arthritic hip, I'm working on. Earlier, I actually had somebody's horse that was having a hoof problem on the front left, so it's being dealt with as well. And now we're going towards the knee, which for puppies and ponies and kitties, that would be the stifle. Oh, beautiful. Nice release there. Down towards the ankle, which is the hop and our critter friends, and our beautiful feet. Hello, Frankie bird. I see a beautiful cockatoo foot. Oh, and an Amazon foot. Beautiful. We're working through the feet on the left-hand side right now. Great. We're going to ground that into Mother Earth. And now we're going to go up to the right-hand side where the base of the skull joins the neck. And humans, if you have dipped your chin down, I need you to just lift your chin up just a little bit. Not super high. You don't need to go super high. Just so your jaw is parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Beautiful. You got it. Just going to spend a little bit of time here because I know we've got some neck stuff presenting today. And there is some congestion up in here. So let's just get that eased off. Entertainment purposes only, but those that have pain trouble, you can try looking on YouTube It's 174 hertz solfeggio frequency. That does help also. You can just play that low on the background, and that will also help. Ooh. Yeah, I'm on the interior of the neck right now. So my spine is just really needing some power TLC in here. And where the neck joins the top of the thoracics. So that's going to be C6, C7, T1, onto the shoulder blades, which is another, it's just like the left-hand side. We shoved a bunch of gunk under here, but because this is the right-hand side, we a lot of times will have more dominance on this side, and it will cause a different pain pattern to show up. There you go. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm just working on the right shoulder right now and the upper thoracics. Okay, this little rocket thing. Kind of get that pop. Great. Okay, great. Ball with the shoulder and the upper arm. Elbow. Ouch. Someone with tennis elbow. That's okay. We're going to work through this. Forearm. There is a ton of congestion. And again, I see this with a lot of right-handed people. You'll have a lot of congestion on the forearm on the right-hand side. Through the wrist. Nice and supportive, just like we did on the left-hand side. Pretend you've just pulled on a cosmic, super sparkly diamond white energy to the hand, glove. Gorgeous. It's going to be fizzy, fizzy, fizzy. Taking off some of the energy now. Mother Earth is going to ground off the mother energy. It's going to take it. So we ground all any excess energy straight off into Mother Earth. Beautiful. And she's going to bring up some energy through your right arm on the inner arm. Gorgeous. All the way through the elbow. Inner arm on the right-hand side into the armpit and the lymph glands. So it's going to be a little helpful if you can remember as we go through the winter months. We can sometimes struggle a little bit with colds. This energy through here, I'm putting in some extra energy that's cleansing and supportive and warming. So we're going to clean and clear. And that's just supporting the lymph system to help detox as we go. Great. And we're going to go onto the back again, in between the shoulder blades on the right-hand side. And we're going to finish going down the right-hand side of the back. Beautiful. A lot of congestion on. There are 3 main meridians over here, and a lot of times they have to do with detoxing. Bladder meridian, liver meridian, gallbladder meridian are the 3 powerhouses that go down the back. So we're going to power wash these, get them nice and supported, beautiful, and into the hip. Right hand pelvis and hip. Somebody's pet parrot is really intent on getting their foot done. Get to the foot when we get to the foot, honey. We're working on it. It has to come first. There we go. Great. Down to the hip, to the knee. Ouch. Somebody's knee. It's fine. There you go. Pop the back. That's great. Lower back. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of dogs that have croup, and horses the same thing. Over the pelvis and the croup area. There's a lot of times where you need to pop the back there. And now we're going to go down towards the foot. Yes, tooey. There you go. Yeah, you got a cute foot. Beautiful. Let me get everybody else's legs and feet too. You're welcome. Okay, we're going to ground that into Mother Earth. 10 points. Beautiful. And we're going to bring the energy back up through the inner leg. Gorgeous, everybody. Up through the center line. Let me get your tummies going the right way. Beautiful. If you've done any yawning, sneezing, burping, passing wind, have tummy gurgles, after we've finished, I'm not quite finished yet, but after we've finished, I need you to get a drink of water. We're going to continue up the center line to where the two collarbones meet. Yes, the end of the center line there for the horses that are going, we don't have collarbones. Okay, everybody, I'm going to work a little bit on the team points that are around the face and the head. And sometimes, like I said, if you can feel me moving around your eyes, right now I'm on the eyes themselves, it's okay. I know it sometimes can feel a little strange. I'm going to do some power energy around the eyes themselves. Sometimes we, quote, see too much of the world. And it can be too much. And so let's just bring in some extra energy for that. Completely wash it away. Remember the beauty of a rose. Remember the beauty of a sleeping puppy or your favorite baby, your little kid laughing, which is where we're going to next, which is power washing your ears. Remember to bring in the love so that you only hear love. Beautiful. Next, we're going to the points that are on the cheeks, under the nose. Alongside the nose, we have some tear ducts, and some people have, sometimes this time of year, you can have some really dry weather. So just let me work on your tear ducts right quick. You may end up with a little bit of dribble go into your nose from this. That's just the tear ducts working, which it should be. Sometimes we can get clogged up with gunk. Sometimes if you take sinus medicines, it'll also dry out the eyes that do that. Let's get that nice and clean and clear. Beautiful. Because that can sometimes lead to a headache as well. So now it's in the upper sinus cavity, and we're going to do, it smells like peppermint and pine, which is cleansing and clearing, stacking the deck in your favor, tops of the teeth. We're going to do an orange and clove mixture coming in for the teeth and the mouth as a cleanser and balancer and nice and soothing for the back of the throat. Again, all of this is just kind of supporting extra support for the challenge of our cold and flu seasons. Back of the throat, down through the eustachian tubes, and all the way back down to the point of your collarbone and the throat. Beautiful. Okay, everybody, that is your balancing.
Wow. I was over here and I was going to sleep. It felt so good. I was like, oh no.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And it's funny you said I did I have a diffuser and I put pine and peppermint in it yesterday.
How perfect is that?
Check this out. For the last 2 days, I've taken an orange and I've cut it in half. And
Beautiful.
I stuck a green candle in it, and I put cinnamon and sea salt all around it.
Beautiful.
And that's all for the solstice. But I love the cloves. I forgot the cloves. I'm gonna stick cloves in there. Yeah, I'm gonna stick cloves in it and finish. So I have a couple. I was burning it. I did it yesterday. I'm doing it today. I'm doing it tonight. Whatever I'm guided to do. And I just stand there and I state my intentions, from my heart.
Beautiful.
And yeah, and we can all do something like that for tonight, with that solstice coming.
Sure.
And
beautiful to honor that.
Yeah, bring in the magic. I wanted to, where was it? Amy Harris. Her dad is celebrating his 77th birthday on Christmas in heaven, and she still makes him a birthday cake. I thought that was the sweetest thing. What an angel. So beautiful. How's everybody feeling? Let's see. Yeah. Christmas babies are so special. Let's see. Thank you, Boy Worm. Aw. My granddaughter's birthday is on the 27th. Isn't that cute? That's adorable.
Very sweet.
And these charts are powerful this time of year. I mean, every chart is, but with these galactic centers, there's like four space anomalies where they're big, massive black holes, right?
Mhm.
This is one of them.
Annie Bear, I'm sending you extra support right now for your back and your kidneys and
What happened? Oh, hi, Gray. Look at Gray says, I have a clue right here. One, it won't open as the other
oh,
bottles. I had a bottle do that to me. I literally had to like take a butter knife and pop it and go all around it. It was frustrating. This was about 2 weeks ago when I was really sick too, and I was so upset with it.
oh,
Just like, okay, whatever. Here we go again. Um, it's
wow, Lori, that's wonderful. That's great.
that is awesome, Lori. Oh my
Yay.
gosh. Wasn't that wonderful, Mary Starshine? Wow. I'm just like, whoo, got it, that higher buzz feeling going on. That Debbie gives her boxer Mia sitting next to me. Like, oh, I bet she did. Yeah.
Yay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Annie Bear. Bladder infection.
Mhm.
Getting the
Yeah,
med.
I sent her extra energy after I spotted that. D Manos is your friend. You can take that whenever you're getting your other
Oh,
medications. D Manos is hugely supportive for kidney and urinary tract infections because a lot of times what happens is inside the itty bitty nooks and crannies that are in our kidneys, the bacteria that are the offending members are in there. And what happens is the D Manos will coat that and it mechanically makes it slippery. So they
mm,
become resistant to it. And so
mm,
it slips right out. It's the good stuff that is in cranberry juice. It's
Dimena.
concentrated. And the nice thing is you do not have to worry if you're diabetic. It does never, ever will it impact your blood sugar. What happens is it goes into the bloodstream straight in from the stomach. You need to take the capsules with a bunch of water. And by that, you need to take a good 4 to 6 ounces minimum. 6 to 8 ounces would be better because what happens is it's going to coat the bacteria, it's going to make it slick, and then you use the water to power flush out any that's left over. And yeah, D-Manos, it's beautiful.
Mm,
There's E on the end of the D-Manos. But what happens with that is if you continue taking that alongside your medications, even after you've finished the medication, try to take it at least once a day because that will
mm.
also help to cleanse and clear it.
Always cleanse and clear.
Because
Yeah.
it can't hang on. It literally mechanically coats the exterior of the bacteria and slides it right out. The only caveat I'm going to give as a warning for that, if you take the D-Manos and you drink the water like that, seriously, ladies, have a pathway open to the bathroom because within 15 minutes you're going to have to pee, which is exactly
Yeah.
what you want
It
because
does work. It does work that quick.
you're flushing out the bad bacteria.
Hmm. Gray, where are you located? Your minister is a Christmas baby. Yeah, we
Oh,
do. We pray for all the leaders of all countries for the highest highest vibration of unconditional love and truth for all of humanity. That's a big thing. Together, we do this together, right? We're all in this together. Let's see where. What was
Lori,
last?
yeah, I'm gonna say one thing, and I know if people are sensitive to critters, cover your ears. But since a beta fish is a tropical fish, one of the things that you can do if you need to do this for a fishy, this is one of the kindest things that you can do, but it's not something that most people can do. But what you can do is you can take a cup of their regular water, put the fishy in it, and then place them with the cup in the freezer. I know that sounds terrible, but what happens is because it's tropical fish, they will be sedated very gradually with that, and then
Mm-hmm,
they will pass peacefully that way.
mm-hmm.
I know that sounds terrible, but it's going to be less reactive than the clove oil will be. I'm afraid that you may actually see some really not pleasant things if you do that
Kind of
with
like burning. I see it like it would burn
It will be
again.
a burning sensation, and you could see some thrashing happening. So
Yeah.
I'm simply mentioning that if you do that, then what happens is it acts like a hibernation cycle. They will fall asleep, and especially being a tropical fish, then they'll go ahead and pass away.
Mm. I had two betas gray last year.
The
Last
main thing with your fish is he's still at the bottom. Um,
yeah,
I'm,
it's not a good
you know,
sign.
I'm sorry. There really is no fix for a swim bladder that's like that. And like I was saying the other day, unfortunately, with betas, they tend to only last about 3.5 years. It's shocking if you can get one to last longer than that.
How
And
long?
that's just their lifespan, I
Yeah,
say. And so
yeah.
a lot of times it's a lot kinder to them. Although if they do not seem to be in distress, you can certainly switch their food to something that sinks to the bottom so that he can continue to eat.
Mm. It's good to know. I took down my fish tank after two of them. It just breaks my heart, because
I
it.
had to quit having fish because I was up to 58 tanks at one point.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm a recovered fish addict.
Oh my God! Wow! How you took care of 58
It's
tanks?
one of those things where there's this amazing thing. Randy, I'm going to speak to this right quick. Randy Diment is all I'm saying is no, it's not going to help your low blood sugar. If you have like diabetes or you're on something specific like a keto type diet, it will not impact the blood sugar because some things will impact, and everybody's like, well, if it's a sugar, which it basically is, it will not impact. It goes from the stomach into the bloodstream and from the bloodstream straight into the kidneys where it coats the bad bacteria, and then you literally flush it out. But yeah, to get back to the fish, there was this amazing tool. I think it was called a water python. But you attach it to your kitchen sink. And so it's like this glorified hose, and it's got a vacuum on one end of it. And you turn on the water and it creates this aspiration, which is a vacuum. And so you can vacuum out all the gunk in the bottom of your tank. Well, if you're taking care of one and you're doing water changes for one, then it's not any different than if you're doing it for, say, 5 more tanks.
So it's like you can empty the tank and fill it back up the same way with this
it
hose
does.
thing.
Because there's an attachment at the base of it, and then what you do is you've vacuumed it out, and then you go through, and there is a water conditioner that you use, and then it will dechlorinate the water as it's being replenished in the tank.
I think that's what I did wrong was the conditioner water. I don't know what I did to my beta fish, but it broke my heart twice.
You have to do that because the only other alternative is if you have like betta fish, and so they live in a cup. No, it is not cruel because in nature they live in these itty bitty shallow mud puddles. They're adapted to live in mud puddles. If you put them into a deep tank, a big fish tank, you're actually doing them a biological disservice. They will get more damaged in a bigger fish tank. So they do much better in the little cups, but you will want to change that water at least once a week. And if you do not have the conditioner, what you need to do is set the volume of water that you're going to be changing them into, set it out at least a day ahead. You want 24 hours to have the chlorine leave. And
I don't think it's our.
I just set them side by side.
Great. It's just it's not our fault. It's really hard to maintain the conditions. They do come from like Japan, I believe it's Japan.
Thailand, actually.
Thailand. Okay.
Yeah, they used to be fish.
And they literally do live in mud holes.
And it is very warm water. Yeah, and it's acidic. Their pH. If you do need to get water kits and test the pH in your water.
Constant.
Staring at it, and you don't know. And a lot of your community fish, if you can't figure out where they're from, aim for a 7.0.
Right. And see, I understand that great. It's like there's, I just don't. The fish was just they were bringing me such great joy, and then I
Yes.
felt like I killed them, right? Which
They're the
I
big
mean, and
deals.
I
I
did.
mean,
Yeah.
you live and learn as you go forward. And the other thing, yeah, that's just it. You think you're doing them a favor by getting them out of the cup. And I have
Yeah.
seen this. The largest, deepest that you should do would be a 10-gallon tank. And honestly, most of the fish don't do the beta fish, especially the males, don't do very well in a community tank. If you really want to have them in a
Mm,
community setup, what I recommend is like one male fish
a
and then
barrier.
two of like the Coreodorus catfish. They're itty
Mm.
bitty, teeny
Oh,
tiny. They come from rivers that are in South America, and they have the same acidity level as what a betta fish does. So you're
mm,
automatically treating them to have the same water. So you're aiming for like a 6.7, 6.8, 6.9 for their water, the pH, and they're tropical as well. The Coreodorus catfish will tend to hang out on the bottom of the tank. Your betta fish will almost always be at the top of the tank.
yeah.
Occasionally, a Cory will go up and down, but you can get away with two Cory catfish and one betta fish in a 5-gallon tank. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Make sure you have filtration on that for the Corys,
Mm.
especially if you're doing like a size 5-gallon. And it has to be
That's
said,
what I
you know, it's tricky because you've got to make sure that the temperature remains stable. Don't have them next to an air vent. And then the
had.
other thing that's tricky is the sort of water capacity. You've really got to stay on top of it. It's called yeah, you'll call it a Cory catfish or a Coreodorus catfish.
Mm.
Those are the Latin names for it. So
Mm.
it's trade names you'll see. It'll be usually like Corey catfish or a Cory catfish. And again, that's shortened for Coreodorus catfish, which is the Latin
Mm.
variation of the families that they come from. And they come in a lot of color. There's a natural mottled color, cameo color. That's the natural wild variation. There is an albino variation. They're really
Mm.
cute and they're very, very sweet and they stay small. Do not make the mistake of getting a pleco. I know a
Okay.
lot of people are like, oh, I'll get a pleco and it'll just eat all of the algae. Don't do it because it will never stay small.
I had a
Ever.
golden snail in with mine, and
Yeah.
the snail was, they would do the job, and I don't know. And then one day the snail didn't make it, killed the fish,
Mhm. Because they're
and
so huge. Yeah. So
and
whenever a snail dies, you're instantly, it's like, well, you get to call into the office because it's like, I'm going to be doing a water change today. And
it's a
hopefully
big
it's
mess. It's a big
very
mess, and
awful.
I was away when it happened, so I don't even know what day it
Yep.
happened in the week.
See?
And I got back,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god,
So
I felt
we're
so bad.
commiserating with you. Trust me, as a fish person, you're gonna be, and that's not just it. I mean, you do accidentally pass over a whole bunch of fish as you're learning, but you get better at it as you learn. And the other thing is, they do have varying lifespans. You've got to recognize that no matter how immaculate your fish keeping is, a betta fish really will only last about 3 years. And who's to say how old they are whenever you got them from the pet store to begin
Exactly. Yeah, can't go by size, you just can't.
with? Mm-mm.
And it's still, having a pet of any kind,
Yeah,
whether it's fish, fur, we all have to
cat,
come to
dog,
this
we all have to learn. Hmm.
to, with Buddy. I had to go through that. I know it wasn't the first time, but the first time with, Buddy, I had him for 15 years. That was my best friend.
Yeah,
I'm still really not over it because I see him all the time and I'm always talking to him, but still, him not physically being here, he really
gosh.
supported me, and he supported me in my pain journey too.
Mhm.
A lot of our animals do that, especially the dogs, the cats. He was a pit bull,
Yeah.
and he was just a very strong. I mean, he was my little angel, my guardian angel. It's never easy. Great.
No.
You
And
did
they're
it. Same.
always going to be there too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, the beta fish gave me a lot of joy just to watch
Yeah.
them and go talk to them,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had one Leviathan because he thought he was something big and special. And I nicknamed him Levi because he was the color of denim jeans. But his
Oh,
favorite thing to do every day, I had this tiny little mirror that I kept next to his bowl, and I would show him the mirror, and he would, of course, fight the other fish.
oh.
And it gave him exercise. It gave him a purpose to live. Let me see. Did the
Thank
bubble technique and the
thank
alignment?
you, Mary Starshine, for
Sure.
letting Maria know that. Yeah,
Oh,
'cause it really, really was a deep cleansing. Like you were getting,
a lot of gunk.
yeah, it was removing all kinds of stuff. I almost fell asleep. It was so nice. And I was like, my spine was really hurting. That's where I get my, you know,
Yeah.
irritations, let's say, and that started yesterday. So,
Space and opening it up.
anytime I stand in the kitchen, and it's a vinyl floor, and I have the soft foam, throw things down. I don't understand why every time I'm in the kitchen it does that, and cook once a day, so and
Sometimes
minimal.
it can be the angle of your feet too. You know,
I really need to start working out, walking. I really need to do exercise. That's that's
that's
me.
Capricorn season.
Yeah, yeah, right. It's
We're
not
kind of
now.
alignment here. We're
That's
still
birthday.
partying.
Right. We're gonna right. We're all gonna get real serious because we have a Virgo moon right now. So I already cleaned the bathrooms today, and I'm about to go cook and stuff after we're done here. But that Virgo moon will bring us into the solstice. So, you know, Virgo. They're both Earth signs. They're both Capricorn is a cardinal sign and wants to, okay, let's make the plan. We're going to make the
It's,
plan for all of 2025, and you just don't let it get to you like
but
that,
it's kind of nice because the Virgo moon brings in some of the flexibility. They're detail oriented, but they have
Very
Mercury
much,
as ruler
very much.
for
Yeah.
Virgo, so that does help.
I rely on my Virgo pieces of me, and Mars and Pluto and they're conjunct. I'm very detailed. I used to be real hard a perfectionist in like abusive towards myself. Now there's a line. You don't need to go there, and you don't
That's
need
very
to.
Virgo.
Yeah. So we all have Virgo in us somewhere, and we all have Capricorn in us somewhere. So that's going to be a let's create, what are we creating next type of thing, energy going forward. And that goes over the first
Got a
of
dream it. You
January.
can do it.
Yeah. Yes. And we're in the dreamy period right now. So do
We're in
that
a party
dream thing.
period right now.
Yeah, we
That's what
are.
Sag is
Sad.
about.
Yes,
Aries,
that's
party
like, let's
sign.
party. Yeah. Let's have fun. Oh, does the fun end? No, the fun doesn't. I mean, Sagittarius live like that too.
Mhm.
Fun all the time. Go, go, go. I love it. It's I love this type of this part of the season. I hope I don't get too serious because I usually get serious right around Christmas Day, and that's
Mhm.
that Capricorn, and I'm like I didn't do enough, go through all that stuff. So I'm gonna
Don't
stay
put on
away from
yourself.
that. Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that. This year I'm just kind of opted out because we're having Christmas as a family in January anyway, so it's okay. We're gonna delay it. How's everybody else? How's everyone feeling?
Probably put them to sleep.
I know, right? I was almost asleep. I was like, whew.
That's nice.
I still have my bud in my dream. Yeah, yeah.
Mine
It,
actually,
you know,
I can
our,
feel
our,
them walking on the bed, or I can feel them curled up next to me.
yeah.
It's kind of alarming to have a horse walk in and flop onto the bed, though.
My dragon does a lot.
Yeah,
Dragon and
yeah.
Buddy come a lot. Yeah. It's just like, okay, but they're so comfy to sleep with. I know we
Mm.
sound a little crazy, but that's how I do get through. Um, Wanted to say hi to Viviani. Wanted to see if anyone had any questions about anything. Hi, Sue Toffee. Nice to see you. Debbie did a bubble technique and
Meridian clearing.
meridian
Yeah.
clearing, and all of her information is in the description box. She does have MP3s for sale on her website. Please go visit that because that's something you could just play in the background and keep that vibe going in your space for yourself and for your health and your pet's health and anybody who's living there really. Anything, so. Even the plants. I think my plant actually perked up because he was looking pretty.
Aw,
He was she said she. Um what just happened?
I don't know. Did you push a button? There you
No,
go.
I
Neat.
didn't touch. I didn't touch.
Well, you had a really cool emblem come on that was pulsing while you were talking. That was cool. Oh, actually sleeping. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh my
Yeah, the
god.
MP3s, a lot of times the MP3s will put the pets to sleep. And then, as she
Yeah.
was saying, I've got one for people, dogs, one for kitties, and then one
Horses.
for horses.
Yeah. And my plant got kind of abused the last couple of days. The little kitten I have found in my plant, and I'm not in here, so I don't catch it right away.
Right.
And boy, she was looking really disturbed. Now she's all standing up and looking perky. So
Good.
thank you. I
Yay.
want everyone to have a beautiful holiday season. Use this magic for the next couple of days. You know, call in your dreams, your wishes, you know, what makes your heart smile. This is a good time to
And just laugh and have some time with your family, indulge a
connect.
little bit.
Yeah.
Allow yourself that. Sometimes, especially as women, we don't allow ourselves to enjoy.
Yeah. I know I was like that for a very long time. I just had to keep working, keep doing, keep making things happen. And I never thought, I mean, I was enjoying myself being with my family and stuff, but I really wasn't allowing myself to really feel joy. There was a limit, you know, we catch ourselves and, and we move on, right? We grow. My cat Cookie had surgery. Oh,
Sue, whenever I did the meridian balancing today, there was actually extra that was put into for the teeth, the upper arcadia, and the lower jaw, because I know that we have people and pets as well that are having struggles with their teeth. And so just by having them sit in and hear that in the background, that will be helping her.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Really take the it was a beautiful that go back to that too anytime. That was really powerful today. And Debbie's been on here quite a few times. She has probably 5 or 6 videos on my channel. You could go back to any one of them and any of the energy her work she does is still and it's powerful. It's still valid. It's still powerful. Um, huh. Here's what I got. Keep prosperity flowing.
How beautiful. Look at that. That looks like Santa Claus's
Yeah.
bag. That's cool. How
Yeah.
cool.
That's for all of us. Oh, and I got Lucky Star too. It's time to take a chance. So
Wow.
there's Capricorn.
Yeah.
There's Sag. Keep the
Yeah.
prosperity
Sums it
flowing,
up.
right? It really is. Oh wow. Well, Debbie, thank you so much. You have a beautiful holiday season. However, all of you, however you celebrate, just make sure to include yourself and listen to your heart and your spirit guidance. And we will see you next month.
Yeah.
We love you. Be safe. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you. I do love everyone's energy. It just makes my day. Thank you. Let me say that. That is a huge gift to me. Well, you all are a huge gift to me, and I'm very grateful for you. And same with Debbie, of course. Thank you, Debbie, for being here. Thank you for sharing your gifts.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Love you all. Be safe.